Happy New Year! I'm very happy to be alive this year 2026 to continue with my mission of making sure every student understand mathematics, because mathematics is the easiest subject, because you just need to master a concept and you are able to tackle any question on that topic. It does not depend on cramming. You just need to master the concept. I told you, you must train yourself to learn at your own pace. Master each step at a time. Start with the first step. And the first step is the foundation. Don't try to start from the second step, third step, fourth step. Start with the foundation. If you know, like we are learning today linear programming, it is a Form 4 topic, but the foundation is in primary school. So just go back to primary school if you don't know the foundation of linear programming, because you have to know the linear inequalities, the four symbols we have for linear inequality and what they mean, because these one are the one that is going to help you do linear programming. And also, as you are forming inequalities, you are going to use those four symbols or signs. So if you don't know the foundation, just go back to primary school and learn the linear inequality foundation. Okay? So what I told you is that you start from foundation as you go up. Okay? Even if you finish a topic and you have not mastered the concept, I tell you, you'll still go to square one. Don't wait to go to square one. It's like you have wasted your time. You wanted to finish, but you have not mastered the concept. And I have done my research and I have come up with 9 terminologies. These are the terminologies that you are going to come across when you are tackling questions on linear programming. These are 9 terminologies. And you have to know how to interpret these 9 terminologies. How do you interpret them? Using linear inequality symbols. Okay? When you are given something like not more than, you have to be able to interpret it. Which sign do you use to interpret not more than? I told we have 4 signs that we use in linear inequalities. I'm going to explain them right now. Okay? So just be attentive up to the end of the lesson, because I'm going to help you understand these 9 terminologies, and this 9 terminology is what you are going to find in your exam, as you do practice on linear programming. So you need these 9 terminologies. That just have somewhere to write. You just write these 9 terminologies, what they mean according to the linear symbols, the 4 symbols. And you will see that you will see that they are opposites, they are synonyms. You are going to group them according to opposite, according to synonym, because I'm going to give you the explanation and the interpretation. By the end of the lesson, you are going to understand these 9 terminologies. Okay? And note that these 9 terminologies are the ones that feature in your exam. Questions on linear programming will have these 9 terminologies. So be attentive. Please ask questions. Ask questions on the comment section. This is the foundation. If you are lost in this at this point, you cannot be able to catch up with us. So don't be lost in this first step, in the foundation. If you are lost in the foundation, just write on the comment section. I am going to explain further. So this is the first step when you are doing linear programming. We start with 4 linear inequality symbols. Let me explain them. They are here. This means less than, this means greater than, this means less than or equal to, this means greater than or equal to. Let me repeat. We have 4 inequality symbols. Okay? You have to understand these 4 inequality symbols even before you start tackling question on linear programming. Okay, so let me repeat. We have, this is the first symbol we have. This is less than, this is greater than, this is less than or equal to, this is greater than or equal to. Now you know the four symbols. Now these are terminologies. I've read books, different books, and these are terminologies that question on programming use. Okay, so you will see there are some of them mean the same, some of them are opposites. Okay, be with me up to the end of the lesson as I explain these 9 terminologies, because the question will revolve around these terminologies. Okay, let's start. Okay, we have the first terminology is less than. The first terminology is less than. So this is the symbol. This is the inequality symbol we use, less than. The first inequality is less than. This is the symbol that represent less than. We have not more than, not more than. Not more than. We have that. Less than or equal to. We have not less than. Not less than. Greater than or equal to. You can see the symbol. I'm giving the symbol that you are supposed to use. If you see like this terminology, not less than, in linear programming, you are going to use greater than or equal to. That's the symbol you are going to use. Okay, at least you are going to use greater than or equal to. At least you are going to use greater than or equal to. So don't get confused. If you see a terminology at least is greater than or equal to, that is the one you are going to, after you have formed your linear inequality expressions, you are going to see that you are supposed to separate them using these symbols or signs. So form your linear expression, then separate them with this symbol. If you have at least, add in your question. Okay, we have more than. This is the symbol we use, more than. Okay, this is the symbol we use, more than. In excess of, this is the symbol we use. In excess of, that is the symbol we use. Greater than, we already wrote greater than. Okay, not greater than, not greater than, less than or equal to. At most, at most, less than or equal to. So I have given you 9 terminologies that you are going to come across when tackling questions on linear inequalities and also linear programming, which is a higher level of linear inequality. Before even I give you definition, I told you I'm not, in my classes, I will not start with definition. When I am starting a topic, I will not start with definition, because even if I give you the definition of linear programming, I start telling you is about optimization, I know you are not going to understand at this point as the start of the lesson. But as I teach you, by the end of the lesson, you are going to help me define what is linear programming. Because I told you mathematics is not about cramming. That's why I don't want to give you the definition at the start of the topic. Because you don't need to cram, you need to understand, then you can be able even to define what is linear programming. So in my lessons, I don't start with definition. Actually, this one, I always tell students, I want you to help me define the topic. I want you to help me define the topic. As I teach, as I finish at the end of this topic, I want you to help me define the topic. You will have understood and you know the definition. So when I start telling you about optimization, because we are going to learn about optimization in linear programming, you will not understand right now. Okay? So I am starting with the foundation, and I have told you the foundation is linear inequalities. You have to know the 4 linear inequality tables, and I have shown you here, and I have explained them. I've also told you, you have to understand these 9 terminologies. Which inequality table to use when you come across these 9 terminologies, okay? And I have told you these 9 terminology, I got them from different books on linear programming. So, there is no book that has all these 9 terminology written like the way I have written them. Okay? I am using simpler way to let you understand. Even before we go to understand, to do the questions, you have a rough idea. So, understand these 9 terminologies. And the next lesson we are going to do, we are going to form inequalities using these 9 terminologies. I can repeat again these 9 terminologies. I don't get tired of repeating. At least you'll get to understand. So, we have 9 terminologies that we use to when we are calculating questions on linear programming. Let's start. We have less than, we use this symbol. This symbol is less than. Not more than, we use less than or equal to. Not less than, we use greater than or equal to. At least, we use greater than or equal to. More than, we use greater than. In excess of, you use this symbol greater than. Greater than, we already know what it is. Not greater than, we use this symbol less than or equal to. At most, less than or equal to. Now, at this point, you can be able to group that mean the same. You can group the terminology that mean the same. That is what I am going to give you as a homework. I told you it's good to participate in class. If you have not understood, please let me know. And the reason why I'm giving you homework is to assess you whether you have understood. Okay? This is not to punish you or to shame you. The reason why I'm giving you homework is to assess your capability. Have you understood the foundation? Have you understood the foundation? That's why I'm giving you homework. Let me repeat this homework. The homework I'm giving you, I want you to group these terminologies, those that are synonyms and those that are opposite. Okay? I hope you have understood. And the reason why I'm giving you homework is to assess whether you have understood. It is not to shame you. Okay? Take it positively. Always ask questions. Okay? For your own good. That feeling of you are doing your exam, you cannot remember, you want someone to help you. I am here to help you. Don't wait on that day of exam when you are told you cannot even ask questions. You cannot even ask your neighbor how to go about it. You are the only one to do it alone. So don't wait for that day. Don't wait for that day. Just reach out, write on the comment section, and let's meet the next lesson. And I hope all of you will do the homework.